guys, it's Will from Tested. I'm here with Kyle Wiens once more from iFixit.
Hi.
Today, we're going to do something different.
Yeah.
We sprung this on you at the last minute, and you've just jumped in and volunteered to help us with this. We're going to take apart a PS4.
So I was wandering around your office looking for things to take apart, and I tried to take the cameras apart, and you wouldn't let me.
No.
But the PS4, you said maybe we could.
We were planning on taking it apart anyway, so it's a perfect opportunity.
All right.
And you guys took this apart pretty much the day it came out, it seems like. And it's the first part's pretty easy, and then it looks like it gets a little hard. Yeah. But I've not done this before, so I guess let's just
dive in and do it.
So the first thing you do is pop the hard drive case off the side. And this is supposed to be user poppable, but you gotta have the angle just right. There you go. There's little plastic pins that hold this on, but this is just the case. You can see there's already dog hair inside there. That's not a good sign.
Is that from the Foxconn?
It's from my dog, I think. Actually,
your dog,
yeah,
okay.
most likely.
So you've turned this on?
I've turned this on. I've used it. Do you guys not usually turn
stuff on? We don't turn things on.
Oh.
People always ask us, what do you think of the new Xbox? Well, I haven't actually used it.
I took it out of the box, and then I started working on it with screwdrivers.
I took an Xbox One home the other day and hooked it all up, and I was like, oh, gee, I actually need a game for this. I didn't think about that part. It's never really been an issue before.
So first thing, according to you guys at least, I'm just following your instructions at this point. So this is a good. You didn't do this takedown?
I didn't do this particular teardown.
Okay.
So no, this is my first time on this one as well.
Okay, take the hard drive out. You'll note this isn't the stock hard drive. I've already replaced the stock hard drive with the SSD that we talked about in our video a couple weeks ago, where we measured performance of the different drive options for the PS4 because it's a user upgradable hard drive.
Yes, according to Sony, it's user upgradable, unlike the Xbox One, which is also user upgradable. You just have to be a different kind of user.
Well, you have to bless the hard drive. There's a process. So you have to download some software and almost certainly void your warranty.
You have to dismantle it, void the warranty, get inside, pull the hard drive, put the new one in, have already hooked it up to a PC and done fancy things.
A Linux machine, I think, even.
Yeah.
The nice thing about this is so far we haven't voided the warranty. Now that's about to change.
That's about to change.
Yeah, okay. So one of the tricks that I think people who take stuff apart learn really quickly is that manufacturers like to hide screws underneath stickers or feet. So there's not many feet on this guy, but there are a couple of stickers back here, and I think this is where you guys found the first two screws.
Yep.
See, you do this much cleaner than I do. I usually just jab the screw through the tape.
Well, I like to hang on to the
around.
stickers.
I like your optimism.
Project Sony warranty voided. Go.
This is my sacrificial PS4.
You have another one?
I have another one sitting in a box at home, just in case.
Is this is the perks of the job? Is tested by PS4s?
Occasionally, well, one of them I bought, one of them tested bought. So we'll see how it goes.
Okay, so
see which one ends up being
two warranty stickers off.
Okay.
And those look to me at a glance like T9 security screws.
They have the post in the middle.
Let's see. Let's see if. So we don't bother in our screwdriver sets differentiating between security Torx and regular Torx. So we just include all security Torx.
So the difference is that there's that post in the middle. You can barely see it there, over there. And it, like the Xbox controller is the first place I encountered those, I think. Right. And it meant that if you had bits, and it was really hard to get to.
So the theory behind it from the manufacturers is, oh, well, they'll have a Torx, but they won't have a security Torx. But I think we've sort of defeated that security mechanism by providing everyone in the world with a security Torx. So if you don't already have a security Torx screw, I recommend our handy dandy screwdriver set.
So you guys sell, it's 54 bits. We use ours all the time. We've had them in the office for ages. We bought them, just to be clear. So, although you guys did send us the most updated version with pedal lobes the other day, so that was kind of nice.
We've added all of Apple's, both for the MacBook Air and the iPhone.
Okay, so I'm looking at the instructions here.
So there we're popping the hard drive case off for T9.
Oh, these guys are down here, yeah. So here we can.
And one trick, by the way, if you have these things with where it's can't get enough torque on it, you can take the extension and stick it in there. And
fantastic.
Because these can be a little bit slippery.
So sometimes they get real tight, tighter than you might expect.
Tighter than you might expect. Those Chinese laborers have strong hands after assembling.
Is that it?
Every day, all day, you end up with pretty beefy Pretty beefy mitts.
So then there's 3 more screws here.
And the teardown said 4.
It says there's 4. I may have skipped the previous step. It's possible.
This is the when in doubt, just remove.
Yeah, I find just unscrewing the screws.
Well, no, hang on, we did get 4 there.
We got 4 on the first one, and there's 3 more down this that cover this bezel. It looks like. Are these different lengths? No, they're all the same. So you guys actually, my old trick for keeping track of screws when I was taking stuff apart was to lay out a piece of tape and then stick the screws to it in the order in which I took them off. So I start at the top and work my way down. But you all actually have a mat that has magnets in it.
With this, it's got magnets so you can jiggle it and the screws don't fly all over.
That's handy.
I can label so I can say. And this is. It's a dry erase, so it won't smudge, but you can erase it. Yeah, this is invaluable, and you can also, it's got the grid, so you can number the grid the same as the steps in the repair manual.
Oh, that's good. I didn't even think about that. Oh, let's get an angle here. There you go. Oh, and there's one more on the top.
Yeah.
4 on the back, not 4 on the top.
Correct.
Got it.
This is kind of fun, taking apart hardware that's not mine. Because then when I break it, haha, it's yours.
It's all good. It goes on a different line on the expense report if we destroy it.
The mistake column?
Yeah, the oops editorial expense, not review hardware. Like the screws just sit down there. Okay, so now we're going to pop off the back, the plastic shield off the back, and that looks like it's. Is there a slidey thing? Technical term.
This is the difference between a teardown and a repair manual. We're following our teardown, which does not tell you all the nitty-gritty details of where all the tabs are.
No, you do get pictures, which is nice.
You get pictures, so it's better than nothing, but it's not the iFixit makes your life completely easy yet. We're working. We will be writing. There we go.
Oh, there you go. You got something.
We will be writing our repair manual for this. Okay. Well, you ready for the big reveal?
This is just going to be a big piece of metal on the bottom, isn't it? Oh, it's plastic.
Okay.
It's just plastic. Okay, so
that doesn't fit on the magnetic mat.
No, but what we're looking at here is cooler. So this has it's a much thinner machine than the Xbox One. We talked about the Xbox One a few weeks ago.
Right.
It's about the same footprint if you figure out like length by width, but height, the Xbox One is a lot taller. This has a much more tight air channel. So one of the things that when we were talking about doing the hard drive replacement, you don't want to actually leave this lid off because it's going to mess up the airflow in the machine, it looked like. And you can see why, because the fan is over here. So it looks like it's blowing air, and we'll find out more about that, I assume, as we take this apart some more. But what's the next step, Kyle? It looks like there's some more security screws. Yeah, more T9 security bits. Lots and lots of them.
Yeah, just start removing, and yeah.
I'm just going to start unscrewing stuff.
Tag team them. Those are actually some Phillips screws there, and these are Phillips. This is Torx. It's got handy arrows for us.
Oh, these are the ones you need to remove next. I love finding the secret notes. Is that a Phillips? That's a Phillips.
That's a Phillips. That's a Torx.
Really?
Yeah.
It looks like a Phillips. Okay. Yeah, I love finding the secret notes that they leave for the repair guys.
They should leave more notes. This is Hardware Engineers of the World.
Wow, that is an enormous screw. Oop.
Please write us more funny notes. Like on the bottom of the Xbox One, it says "Hello from Seattle."
That's not really funny as much as a statement of fact.
Yes.
Hi, we're from Seattle.
Hi. But I mean, Sony could have written us a love note in Japanese.
Well, I remember taking apart PCs in the old days when they did injection mold notes into the sides of the PCs.
Back when men were men and people cared about the poor repair technicians.
Beards were beardier. Those two are the same. Top left, top right. these more Phillips? Yeah. So what's next? I'll skip ahead.
I mean, that's the...
That should be all the plastic. It looks like there's a shield. Or maybe we have to flip it and that...
There's one more Phillips there.
Oh, you know what? And there's, yeah, and there's one more long one down here. There's got to be another long one someplace, because this was the top and the... That was this one and this one.
No,
which I'm sure go all the way
shorter.
through.
There's our antenna.
Okay. It's just the end point for it?
Yeah, it's not coming off yet. But there's a Phillips here.
Here you go. Oop.
Better to lose the screwdriver than the screw.
Yeah, we're in carpet here, so screwdrivers you don't want to drop. I wonder if this... There's a couple, yeah, there's a bunch more there, and there's one more hidden inside the shield there. That's it. Oh, you know what? There's a... let me grab this budger. Oops, sorry, Kyle.
Okay.
Okay, so that's a shield.
Which probably didn't need to be removed.
Yeah.
From the looks of it.
That's fine.
I mean, it might be because we can disconnect this.
So these are, there's a bunch of different kinds of connectors that you see when you're taking stuff apart. Some are just flat ribbon cables that look like an old IDE hard drive cable and just kind of tuck in. This looks like, does this have a fitting on it?
It's a kind of a funky ziff.
I've never seen this one before.
Yeah, I haven't either.
Oh, here, look, this looks like this piles back.
Well, it seems like it disengages. Oh, there. No, I'm just bending it back. I think we can do this without disengaging this. This oughta.
Does this lift out? It looks like you can see a seam in the plastic. Can we get in and wedge under a little bit maybe? Is that? There we go. Is there something holding it on that side, or is it just that it needs to come straight out? Here you go. Come on. Never speak of the sign falling.
I'm wondering if...
So this is the way you figure this out, though. I mean, it's important to note is that the way you figure it out is by getting in and kind of just getting your hands dirty.
And over time, you learn caution, and you just take it slow.
There we go. So it was literally just a tab or something that was holding it in place over there. Yeah. Looks like you have a ribbon cable. Is that the power supply?
Yes. And
Can you hand?
Well, see if you can get that connector. There we go.
There you go. Two hands.
Yeah, it's just these connectors are so fragile you don't want to pull the cable out. Okay.
So PS4 power supply. It doesn't look like any PC power supply I've ever used, but it does the same thing.
Yeah, and this is 120 and 240.
Oh, really?
I'm assuming. Yeah, 100 to 240 on here. It's kind of hard to read. It's 12 volt, 4.7 volt, or 4.7.
There you go, and you can see in the case. Yeah, it's neat. I mean, the internal power supply is nice. You can see in the case down here the other endpoint of the wireless wireless antenna. I guess this is a power, maybe it looks like, maybe going to the optical drive or something like that. I don't know what these two guys are. Is it just a ground coming back, a floating ground for the system?
I think probably a ground out of the power. Yeah, you can see.
Yeah, it has an input.
So that's a pretty neat way of designing it, because you've got here, this is your low voltage going into the system out, and then there's a big ground for everything else. It's interesting. I mean, they designed it. You remove the power supply first. Power supply is very modular. They're making it easy in case they have. I mean, if they get in a returns in and they have a bad power supply, it's going to be 5 minutes for somebody at Sony to swap the power supply out.
That's great. Okay, so let's keep going. Let's destroy my PS3.
4.
4. 4.
Does it seem like just yesterday that the PS3 came out and you were doing the same thing?
I didn't buy a PS3 until real late. They were too expensive.
They were. Was it $600 at the time?
All I know is that I was told I had to save up for a couple of months to buy one, and I said, no, thank you, sir. I'll get a new video card instead.
Man, these connectors are...
So these are those ribbon cables again, huh?
It's the same connector.
Is it easier to get it from the other end, maybe?
Well, it's the same connector on either side. All right.
Oh, there you go.
Did I break it?
Yeah.
Oh, you see the...
Yeah, it's got the weird tabs. So this is one of those flat ribbon cables we were talking about before. Basically, you have a whole bunch of pins here, and then usually there's a bunch of different kinds of mechanisms. Sometimes, like this one up here, literally just slides in, and you can push it back in, and it'll reconnect, no problem. This one has tabs someplace, or a little lever that flips up, right?
Flip up lever.
Yeah, and then it just pops out, and there's zero force involved once you pull it out.
And this looks like the same thing.
And those I always have trouble with. I don't know about you, but I've always found that there's usually one that I can't do, and it's usually the one that's expensive to fix.
Well, any of these connectors are expensive to fix because you're...
Yeah, once you've done it, you've done it.
You pretty much have to replace the whole thing. You're not going to just replace the one.
I think we can probably lift out the optical drive now, or close to it, I would think. There's another screw up there, but I don't know that that goes into anything. I guess we have an instruction guide here. Except for, once again, our Wi-Fi is... Do you guys fix Wi-Fi too?
You know, we don't. We just actually. So the airport express space station, the power supplies inside them fail. The whole thing is like fusion welded together. It's like a power brick. So you can cut it open and either fix the power supply, or what a lot of people do is just take like a 5-volt power supply they have laying around and just solder it on there, and then it's no longer a cute little airport express anymore. But
no longer your travel router.
Correct.
Okay, so now if I was just taking this from cold. It looks like, okay, so here's a great big heat sink. I almost think we need to flip it over.
I think optical drive needs to come out now.
Oh, that makes sense. So there's one more little Phillips screw here.
So what's the deal with backwards compatibility? This is not backwards compatible?
None of them are backwards compatible
The Xbox
anymore.
One is not either.
Yeah, it's because they switched architectures. So they went from being
They both switched architectures.
They both switched. Cell was a RISC with a weird GPU on the PS3, and there's another cable back here. Done. I don't even know. This is just some weird like daughter board thing. So this is a data cable, right? It's got a ton of pins. There's another data cable. There's a bunch of data cables here. These are probably just weird pass-throughs. We'll find out in a minute.
There.
That's a Torx bit. Yeah, so it's because they switched architectures in order to emulate, it would be janky and would require software backwards compatibility, or they'd have to just put the old machines inside here. And I mean, since they both of the previous generations of consoles were released in the age of online connectivity, they know exactly how many people. Wow, that is a neat. The mechanism's all open.
Wow.
That's super cool. Oh, it looks like weird bespoke clockwork stuff.
I've never had something exposed like that before.
Oh, that's crazy.
So this is Sony saying, hey, we make Blu-ray players. We're going to make a custom drive.
It's still kind of a fat one, like compared to like a laptop drive. But I guess performance does actually matter here.
Right.
So they want to have a faster spindle speed and all that stuff. Because like the speed of the drive is going to affect how long it takes. Because you load all the games onto the hard drive now too.
Right.
Yeah. So Blu-ray drive, and probably, I mean, I don't know what this extra. Maybe the front panel connectors are coming through here. No, I don't know why there's 4 cables coming out of this, or 3 cables coming out of this. That's weird.
Again, Sony, we make the Blu-ray drive. We're going to make it fancy.
Fair enough.
You got the advantage over Microsoft there. So, which one has the HD DVD drive again?
I think that's neither. Probably.
Is that the Sega?
Yeah, the Dreamcast 2.
Dreamcast.
It's the best Dreamcast ever. Oh wait, is it too soon for Dreamcast jokes?
I don't think so. I think you're safe.
I think the Dreamcast people probably really like the Dreamcast a lot. Are we just prying the top off here? I have lost instructions. Oh, there's something went from the front.
We went through a lot of plastic iterations on this spudger. This is one of those products that gets...
There we go. Yeah, so that's the lid. I'm just going to start going around the edge here.
We're still security T9 Torx through the whole thing, which I think is just unnecessary. And I mean, on the one hand, I don't care. It's more of an intent thing. It's why are you using a security?
Well, but I mean, if you think about it, if you have to get in here to clean dust out or something like that, you don't need to take the motherboard out, realistically, right? So, like, I can see both sides of it. I don't necessarily agree, but I was putting all these together. And
but I mean, the security Torx were on the outside, which you needed to pop it off to get to the fan.
That's true.
I mean, you can give them. You can see it's basically the same screw design throughout. So that's good, both from a recycling and otherwise. I mean, yes, it's a security Torx, but they've constrained themselves. It's only T9 and Phillips number 0, and they're using relatively few kinds of screws throughout the.
I'm going to get a spudger here and pop this. This is a lift up usually, right?
No.
Or is it out?
I think that's an out.
Oh, yeah, sure enough.
No, we're both sort of right.
Yeah, 45-degree angle, split the difference. Okay, so now the cooler, this is the holding the back of the cooler, and this looks a lot like a PC part. Except for the cheap pot metal and the...
Yeah, I mean, this is feeling, you know, the Xbox One is a little bit more of a box. This is a little bit more involved to get into.
Had you guys taken the cooler? Yeah, you took the cooler off.
Yeah, but even so, I mean, the real impediment to repair on both of them is just all the plastic tabs, and you might have to have the right screwdrivers.
Well, and it'll be a little hard to find the parts. Like if you need to replace that cooler,
yeah,
it's not an off-the-shelf part.
There's going to be enough of these things failing that you can get parts.
Okay, let's see what kind of EM shield, I guess, and there's heat spreaders or heat distributors on the back. So these are memory chips on the back of the board, right, or RAM chips, I guess. Okay, now
they've got their exciting new shared memory architecture, right?
Yeah, well, you mean integrated memory, is I think what the PC folk call that. Okay, so there's a couple of cables over here, and one antenna. Okay, so this is maybe power. I don't know. That's weird. It must be power, actually.
Looks like it.
Probably did the drives. This is what a PS4 motherboard looks like, guys. We've got CPU here. The thermal grease is still smeared on here pretty good. Do you find that you have to replace thermal grease in these ever? Or do they
only
use
if they
formulas?
Don't do it right. I mean, this looks like a reasonable... You can see that they put a little too much on, but it's smushed off to the side. So let's compare this to the Xbox board.
Well, that's a lot bigger board.
Which we have here. You can see, I mean, they're both massive.
That means the Xbox is clearly better, though. If that's bigger than this
obviously,
one.
it's got more of the things, which, you know, the games like...
Look, the ports come out here. There's like twice as many ports. It's got to be twice as good. No, seriously.
Well, I heard the Xbox comes with Pac-Man on that chip. So one thing I thought, I always look at labeling on these boards, and you can see, I mean, they've got the Sony logo on there, which Microsoft didn't really do. They've got kind of a cool logo on their chip. But one thing that I've never seen on any other board is Microsoft labeled the grid.
It's like a map.
3, 4, it's like Battleship.
Yeah.
Like, I'll take your Battleship in C7.
You sunk my cruiser.
You sunk my SD RAM.
Yeah. This one doesn't have that, but there's A's. There's an A here. I don't see anything else. Maybe there's on the back. There's RAM chips on the back here.
Yeah. Which is something Microsoft did not do.
No.
But I mean, that's also part of why this is bigger, is they put everything on one side.
Well, and what's the difference between these boards? This has faster memory, but this has onboard cache on the chip that's a little bit more bigger. So you can see the die size is actually even a little bit. It's definitely different. It looks like the Xbox is a little bit larger, but I can't tell for sure just by looking without a ruler. Is this a piezo here? It looks like maybe.
Yeah, is that a buzzer?
Yeah,
so the Xbox has a speaker, crappy little speaker.
It was on the case. Yeah.
Where that might be a troubleshooting buzzer.
Here's some different chips. This one's labeled SCEI.
Sony has always done a bit more integrated custom circuitry than Microsoft has.
This is a big departure for them, though, in terms of the amount that they did do.
Right, this is much more standardized than ever before.
So, so I guess that's it. That's the PS4. I guess I'll put it back together and see if we can get it to work.
Play some Crash Bandicoot.
I don't think they have that for PlayStation anymore. It's all the Killzones.
Am I stuck in the past?
The Killzones and the Banjo-Kazooies. You know, that's what it is. Well, Kyle, thank you so much. It's fun to do this with you here in person instead of just reading your instructions on the internet. So,
absolutely.
Always a pleasure, sir. And thanks for coming by Tested. We'll see you with more stuff on Tested soon. I'm Will. We'll see you guys later.
I'm Kyle.
Bye.
Asta.